And this Sunday on Press Pass, the YSU community is still trying to process how Congressman Bill Johnson became the university's president in the blink of an eye. The YSU Faculty Union, Alumni Council, and other groups say they still have a lot of unanswered questions. And overall, they want to know more about Johnson's vision for the university. So here with more on all of this is YSU OEA spokesperson, Dr. Christiana Jackson. Dr. Jackson, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning. From the time it was announced that the offer was made to Bill Johnson to actually accepting the job, it was just a matter of a few days. Was this unprecedented in how all of this played out and how quickly it moved? And was the faculty even made aware of any of this before that emergency meeting was called?
We were not made aware. I actually had received a text from somebody that was saying that he was going to be offered the position. When it was public to the news media is kind of when the faculty and YSU was made aware of the decision.
And we were told that there's still a lot of unanswered questions whenever it comes to Congressman Johnson. What types of questions do you want answered before he steps into the role next year?
Well, there are questions in terms of our shared governance. We have questions in terms of what the vision is for Youngstown State. When you do a search this way, when you do a closed process search and you don't bring finalists to campus, you take away our ability to ask questions such as, how do you expect to increase enrollment? What are your visions for our online distance learning? How would you like to increase graduation rates for African American students? What do you see the relationship between the university and the city of Youngstown being?
And how do those kinds of questions really impact the way that faculty is able to function as YSU? What does not having those answers mean for the staff?
There was a lot of uncertainty with, after COVID and a lot of the cuts with the government and the funding, and a lot of our programs have been cut. My department has merged from where it used to be political science, and now we're the Department of Humanities, merged with other programs. There have been some faculty layoffs and some sunsets. So their questions just leave a lot of uncertainty about what the direction and the vision for the university is going to be. One of our larger employers in the Valley, what direction is the university going to be?
And working off of that point, the head of the union, Mark Vopat, says you need assurance that Johnson has no intention of interfering with the curriculum or how classes are taught. Now, that's also in spite of the statements that we heard Johnson say just a few minutes ago. Do you have any concern that you could see an impact on what you can and cannot teach or talk about?
Well, when people try to say, well, we're going to try to keep politics separate and we're a state university and we're fighting against SB 83, which is a bill that Texas and Florida, similar to those bills in which they want to take DEI out of statements and they want to disallow teaching about African American politics, or they want to take away teaching about LGBTQ and they want to put that into the state legislature, a political aspect. And then we're bringing in somebody that it is concerning because this is still something that may pass through the legislature in terms of what we are legally allowed to teach at the university. And that would then be up to the universities themselves and how they would want to implement that. So that is something that we would be a little concerned about.
Yeah, and the faculty, the board also defended their decision and the way that they searched it. They promised that they felt confident in Congressman Johnson's leadership skills and his experience. What do you say to that?
There are a lot of questions in terms of, once again, our board of trustees are appointed by the governor. They're put there. They are here to serve Youngstown State, but we are the ones that are on the ground. We are the ones that deal with the students, the faculty. We deal with the students in the classroom. We do the advising. We set up the curriculum. We help with the graduation rates. And so to exclude us from a process that is going to directly impact the success of our students, it's a little frustrating because we have to carry out the mission and the vision for the students. We have to implement the mission and the vision for the students. And so we want to know what it is that the Board of Trustees expect us to do, what it is that the incoming president wants us to do, we would like to have had those meetings. We would like to have had those conversations. We would like to have some input in the way that the university that we've been at for so long, that we hold near and dear, is going to run.
So, given kind of the circumstances right now, what is the next step in the process for moving forward for you and the faculty union? Do you have anything else planned, or is it just kind of wait and see at this point until March of next year?
And I think we have to kind of wait and see, but I think before he takes is instilled in, it would be nice if we were able to have a conversation. It would be nice if we would be able to maybe get the community. Unfortunately, the way this process has played out is starting to become a national news story. They've rubbed a lot of the alumni who wanted them to really reconsider this offer the wrong way. There are talks of people pulling donations and not supporting the university, which once again is going to impact the way that we fund our students, the way that we fund programs, the way that we're able to recruit students to come to this university in the future. And so I think there has to be some damage control done.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate your input and being able to hear really what's happening on both sides of the story.
Thank you.